Yashoda Nandana Bracha Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Bracha Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jai Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai Shri Palat Lakshman Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All cloistered assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All cloistered assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All cloistered assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. Wir sprechen wie? How should we speak? Huh? English? Not Polish? Ruski. Okay, Sanjay übersetzt in Ruski. Who doesn't understand German? 1, 2, 3, 4. Da hinten sitzen welche ich sehe gar nicht, die sind hinter so einer Sonnenbarke verschwunden. Wer ist denn da? Oh, Shamarasa. Oh, da mal der Priya. Ihr seid hinter so einem Sonnenstrahl versteckt. Erleuchtet. Nö, ist okay, mich stört's nicht. Ich habe bloß nicht gesehen, ob der Kishori kommt, weil die versteht wieder kein Englisch. Aber der Rest versteht ihr Englisch? Wer versteht kein Englisch? Würdest du es machen, Damodar Priya Mataji? Das ist ja super lieb. Okay, then we speak English. Yep, here. Okay. Okay. So we asking for the blessings of the Srimad Bhagavatam that we can be opened by us, not only that we open the pages, the book of the Srimad Bhagavatam, but we want to open the heart of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We want to that the Bhagavatam speaks to us. And in this way we have to come in a humble state of mind in front of the Bhagavatam and ask for the blessings that we may enter and we may receive the benedictions of understanding the divine message the Bhagavatam want to give to us, especially on this day. What is the message for today for us? And so we are in verse 28, right? Maitreya Uvacha? Was? Ja, Maitreya Uvacha, oder? Geht's los? Okay. Maitreya Uvacha Nishamya Vaikunda Niyochya Mukhayor Nishamya Vaikunta Niyochya Mukhayor Madhuchyutam Vacham Urukrama Priya Madhuchyutam Vacham Urukrama Priya Krida Bhisheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Krida Bhisheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Munin Pranamya Sisham Apyavatayat Munim Pranamya Sisham Apyavatayat Maitreya Uvacha Nishamya Vaikunda Niyochya Mukhavaya Madhuchyutam Vacham Urukrama Priya Krida Bhisheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Munin Pranamya Shisham Apyavatayat Nishakyam Vaikunda Niyochaya Tayo Tung Churatam Achanam Urakrama Vigra Sheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Munim Pranam Yasisam Apyavatanat Maitreya Uvacha Nishamya Vaikunda Niyochaya Mukhaya Madhu Yucham Vacham Vakukvanavrayo Kritvat Visheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Munin Pranamya Shishatmatyanan Karat Maitreya Uvacha Nishamya yochamukayo Madhu Chudyam Vacham Urukramapiya Krita Bhisheka Krita Nitya Mangalo Munin Pranami Shashatam Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Nishamya, after hearing Vaikunda of the Lord, Niyochya associates Mukyayo of the chief, Madhuchutam, like pouring honey, Vacham, speeches, Urukrama Priya, Dhruva Maharaj, who was very dear to the Lord, Krita Abhishekaha, took his sacred bath, Krita performed, Nitya Mangala, his daily spiritual duties, Munin, to the sages, Pranamya, having offered obeisances, Ashisham, blessings, Apyavadayat, accepted. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, Maharaj Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikunda planet, he immediately took his sacred bath, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter, he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages present there and accepted their blessings. Purport. We should mark how dutiful Dhruva Maharaj was in his devotional service, even at the time he left this material world. He was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorates his body with tilak. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. Since Dhruva Maharaj was living at the time at Badarik Ashram, there were other great sages there. He did not become puffed up because the airplane sent by Lord Vishnu was waiting for him. As a humble Vaishnava, he accepted blessings from all the sages before riding on the plane brought by the chief of the Vaikunda associates. Om Aknanati Mandasya Knananchana Shalakya Chakshum Vidam Yena Tasmai Shigrave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabidam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Swavarandikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The great sage Maitreya continued, Maharaj Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikunda planet, he immediately took his sacred bath, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter, he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages presented there and accepted their blessings. So, once I was in a hospital, and when I was in this hospital, there was, in the morning, there come the chief doctor. He comes around and he gives his blessings, right? He looks at all the patients. This thing is really something. He looks at all these patients and then gives some advices, what is the next step of treatment and so forth. And when I was in this hospital, was actually Freyung, in this morning, because not every morning the chief doctor comes. Sometimes there comes also some assistant doctor. And this time came a young assistant doctor with a young nurse. And so when he came with this nurse, I was secondary, that I was laying there in the bed, because he was very busy impressing this young nurse. And he told her stories about how he goes to Dubai because he bought there a piece of land. And this piece of land he planned to build a big house there. And he could not say his ex-wife that he had his riches there, because then she would try to get a claim on it, right? And on top of it, he explained to this young lady that he basically tells to the hospital that he goes for education to Dubai, because they're paying then his trip. But he doesn't show up at the educational place. He just has fun and party in Dubai. And I thought, you stupid fool. I'm laying there, and he tried to impress this lady and basically telling her that, you know, he's cheating everybody, not only his ex-wife, but also the hospital who pays for him, that he works in this, you know, in the hospital. But this is how materialistic people approach life. And especially when they go on a journey. So he was just about to go on a journey again to Dubai. They come with all, you know, they're playing all the games of the big shot, of the big guy. Now in the morning, Govinda Dev and Sri Paramahamsa Gaur and Vasana and Amrita Gopi and Simatwa and Pavini, they left. And if you could see how they left, is like in a very humble way, because they think, oh my goodness, I'm leaving the association of devotees. And, you know, so I'm sorry that we are sorry that we're going, that we leave you alone. And it's very, you know, in this moment where you leave Simhachalam, you always, you know, we have the feeling as well, you think always, oh my goodness, I'm leaving Nrsingadev, what will happen? Hopefully everything is fine, right? And one is very careful. And then Govinda Dev, after Mangalati, he was sitting here and he didn't make it in time for darshan. So he went with Simatra and said, I go for darshan, because he want to see the Lord again. He want to say goodbye and want to ask for blessings, right? And this is how we see here how Dhruva Maharaj, although he was the king of the world, he was the top guy in this moment. And he was so famous not only for his rulership, but also for his devotion. And he was praised by the great sages. They praised him. So he made it. He made it to the topmost position. What else is there? You're the king of the world. Everybody's praising you. Everybody's glorifying you. And on top of it, the Vishnu plane, the plane would take him to Vaikuntha, came. So, you know, he could be very proud. Actually, he should be very proud, right? But he was very humble. He took his bath in the morning, or he took his bath because he thought, how I can enter this Vaikuntha plane without having not showered. I should be clean. When I go to Vaikuntha, I should be clean, right? And then he decorated himself with suitable ornaments, because when you come to Vaikuntha, you cannot come as a beggar. You know, you should dress accordingly. You know, when you go to a kind of a festive celebration in the higher class, or you go to the Passau Opera, right? Or sometimes, I know we don't go there, but some people, they go to gambling casinos. You know what is a casino? You cannot come just in blue jeans and a ripped shirt. You have to come in a suit, in a smoking. And some you have to even come in a smoking. You know what is a smoking? It's kind of a dress for men. And ladies, they have to come in a how you call it then? Huh? Ball gown? A gown. Ladies, you know what is a ball gown? Priyasaki, you don't? You have a ball gown? Ball gown. And even if you don't have, you have the opportunity beforehand to rent one. Rent a suit, rent a smoking, that you can go there. Because you have to dress according to this location. Right? When you come to a specific society where everybody is dressed in a certain way, you also have to dress. And we see this when devotees come to the temple. Even Sankirtan devotees, when they come back from the street, first thing what they do is, they run in the shower, take a shower, then they run up, put on tilak, and then they put on their devotional clothes. Although they don't have to, but they feel like, I wanna present myself in front of the Lord like as nice as I can. And of course, that is now controversial, because there's big discussions. What is devotional clothes? What you should wear or whatever. But there's always, we can remind this one statement in the Krishna book where Srila Prabhupada says that his devotees who come with shaved heads, obviously he speaks about boys, comes with shaved heads and decorated with tilak and dressed in orange robe. They look like Vaikuntha men and Vaikuntha women when they come in sari and nicely decorated as well. All right? And this is how we every morning when we go for Mangalarti, because we're not just going to a pub or to some other kind of place. We don't go for working. We come here for worship. We go to Vaikuntha. When we come here in the temple room, we enter Vaikuntha. When we ring the bell, it's kind of we knocking on heaven door and saying, here I am. And then when we come in, we should shout out actually, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Shri Palat Lakshmi Sringadev Bhagavan ki Jai. Because we should we should announce ourselves. We should make a noise. Now some people will think in the morning they're peacefully meditating before Mangalarti, chanting some golden rounds. It's said rounds to chant before Mangalarti, they are golden rounds. So some chant some golden rounds. And then somebody comes in enthusiastically, Jai! You're not like, oh, everybody's like this. But actually, when you come to a great personality or in an assembly, you should announce yourself. You should make some noise. Therefore, we're knocking on the door. Therefore, we ring the bell. Therefore, we say, Jai! And announce the owner of the place. Because only thieves come without a noise. In the same way, we should never stand in front of the deity with our hands on the back. For sometimes we see devotees standing like this, or they're having this, this hoodie jumpers where you have a big pocket here where you can have your hands inside there, like. You should never come like that, because only thieves or murderers, they're hiding their hands because they have something like a weapon behind it. They're hiding their hands. So when you come in front of the Lord, you should show your hands. You should submit. You should say, this is how I'm coming, humbly, right? And we take it when we get up in the morning. The first thing what we call out is the name of our spiritual master, to bless us and to connect with him. It's also a subtle. It has also to do something with connection. Immediately we stand up. We remember we have a guru. We remember we're not here for ourselves. We are here to serve our guru, to serve Srila Prabhupada, right? And then we get up. As we get up, we should chant Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was very happy when he heard Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, when he got up from bed, and the first thing what he was calling was Krishna, Krishna. Because previously, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he didn't say Krishna, Krishna, because he was a Mayavadi. But after 7 days, where he tried to convince Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the importance of Vedanta Sutra, he actually got convinced that Vedanta Sutra is not so great as Srimad Bhagavatam. So far that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya even tried to change verses in the Bhagavatam. He didn't like the word mukti anymore. Mukti part, you want to have Krishna part, what? Nee, das macht, was es will, das tut das soll ich weiß auch nicht. Wir brauchen mal neue Mikrofonständer. What's the... Das, okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, so when he heard that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya got up from bed and chanted Krishna, Krishna, Mahaprabhu was very happy because he thought he got it. He got it now right. So this is actually what we should do. And what we do every morning is a training. It's a training program where when we enter the Bhakta program, we enter a training program, Nandimukhi. Did you know? Nandimukhi is well trained already. She's doing this training program since many years. And every day she goes in the gym, in the spiritual gym, to train her spiritual muscles by worshipping Shri Shri Prahlad Lakshmini Shingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. And so because Nandimukhi is very clever, because she knows when the time comes in a long, long distance, but she will be very happy. She will be not disturbed if the airplane of Vaikunta will come. And for her, for sure it comes. Right? Because she trained herself very well. And this is what we all should do in the morning. We train ourselves. Our habits create our character, our personality. So by changing our habits, when we come to the temple, we have to change our habits. Right? And when we change our habits, we change our character. We change our personalities. And in this way, we prepare ourselves for the final act. So for materialist, that's the most worst thing whatever happens. His whole life, he prepares himself not facing that moment. He prepares his whole life not facing that moment. The moment of truth. Because in this moment, truth comes out. Everybody sees the truth in the moment. And Sri Krishna Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita that he approaches everybody if you believe in him or not, because he comes to every person in the form of death. So for materialist, that's the most worst thing what happens. For spiritualist, actually it's the greatest thing. Because in the moment of truth, for him it comes out, okay, how was my preparation for this moment? Am I prepared when the Vaikuntha plane comes for me? What am I doing? Oh my goodness, am I, oh no, I have to leave behind my body, everything is going, my whole life is going away. Or do I think, finally, I'm going. I go to see my Lord. And look how great he is. He sent this carrier for me. He sent the airplane for me. Who I am. I have nothing. I'm just a beggar. But before I enter this divine plane, I have to take a shower. I have to decorate myself. Now, what do I have? I have nothing. But I have a lamp of earth, of holy earth. And let me decorate myself with tilak. That I've been recognized. When I come there, I want to be recognized in this assembly as one of them. I want to be Vaikuntha man, Vaikuntha woman. And for a devotee, that's the greatest thing. When he makes this final last step. Now everybody from outside here speaking like that, they're thinking, oh, they're kind of some kind of freaky sect, right? There was in the 70s, there were some sects around. Don't hear about them so much anymore. But there were, for example, the Manson sect. It was Charles Manson. They prepared themselves to finally kill themselves and offer themselves to God, right? So if somebody hears us speaking like, oh, for us the moment of death is the most exciting moment, they think, oh my goodness, look at these dudes. They are crazy. Don't go near to them. But no, we don't. It's not that we waiting for our time of death, that we cannot imagine, that we cannot wait for it. Because we know in between this time is very, very important. Because in this time, that's the opportunity to train ourselves, to get to perfection. And this we should, every day, we should meditate upon this. We shouldn't meditate upon death to kind of, some kind of people. There was also some, we called them, when I was young, we called them kruftis. Kruftis still exist, kruftis, I don't know, some dog wave people. And some of them, they had the policy, we don't want to be older than 21. Damodar Priya, you know kruftis? No. Shamanandini, you were a krufti?
No, but I know we call them different. But yes.
Yeah, sure, that's a, yeah. So they, and they committed suicide. The hardcore leaders of them at 21, before they turned 21, they committed suicide. So we don't do that, because we know every moment is precious to prepare ourselves, to get ourselves more perfected, to get, to learn one more shloka, to read one more page of Bhagavatam, to do one more puja, to chant one more Maha Mantra. Each mantra counts. Each moment in preparation for Krishna counts. Each moment in the association of devotees, it's purification. So we don't wait for death. We wait for any moment in the association of devotees performing devotional activities, because that's our life. That's the life we're choosing. We choose life. We don't choose death. Because we know even at the time of death, life awaits us. And that's our great goal. That's our wealth. That's the wealth of the devotees. Because they know they have Krishna. They're cultivating Krishna in their hearts. They're placing Krishna. They're building a big golden throne, right? Vedasara, he wanted a golden throne for the Srimad Bhagavatam. So the devotee he meditating upon, building a golden throne in his heart. And there he places whom? So everybody comes now with, yeah, we're building a throne for our Ishtadev. And ideally, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we place there Radha and Krishna. And we be eager to be trained by those who know how to worship Radha and Krishna. We eagerly asking questions. We want to be trained. We want to be useful, because we come, as we spoke last time, when we come in the association of devotees, we want to make ourselves useful. That they say, we want to have him here. We want to have her here. We want to have that soul serving us because he makes such valuable service. So when we enter in the association of the worldly devotees, in the association of spiritual devotees, of the Vaikuntha, people in Vaikuntha or in Golokadham, the devotees, then we wanna be trained to get a service. We're asking for a service because this service makes us relevant. When we come to a temple and don't ask for service, what's the use? Everybody thinking, what he's doing here. But there's some devotees, they come and they say, I can cut trees. I'm trained in trimming trees. Can I do something? Can I do some service? Do you have any trees to cut? Yes, that's a devotee. He immediately tries make himself valuable. Some devotees come and they just want to serve prasadam. Right? Because that's such a wonderful service. You're giving Krishna. You're giving Krishna prasadam. It's not food. It's Krishna prasadam. And it has to be given actually by the most advanced devotees. Those who like to see others eat. That's the one who serves prasadam. Right, Shamarasa? Happily you see others eat. And this is the training of a mother. A mother doesn't cook for herself because she would cook differently. But all the kids, they would look at the food. Right? So she cooks what the kids would like to eat. And then the mother sometimes looks at the food and thinks, right? But she's happy to see the children eating. So a devotee is happy to see other devotees eating. That's the greatest pleasure. That's the greatest joy. It doesn't think, oh my goodness, this subject goes to an end. It will not be enough for me, and then starts giving less and less. Devotee thinks, no, give more and more. Like Mahaprabhu, when he was serving prasadam on the occasion that Haridas Thakur passed away. Another glory is passing. And Mahaprabhu, he arranged a feast and he served the devotees with 2 hands. And all devotees were like, no, come on, no. Because Mahaprabhu, he was tall. And not only tall, he had long arms. His arms were down to his knees. So if you have arms who go down to your knees, you don't have small hands on them. No. You have like shovels. They're like shovels. If you see in Daneshwara in Navadvip, the deity of Mahaprabhu, where he stands like this, what was given to whom? Vishnu Priya. And there they have the shoes of Mahaprabhu. They are like this. If he has shoes like this, like huge, then you have also hands like this. And he gave with 2 hands. And all the devotees were, oh my God, no. And they were, Mahaprabhu, maybe you sit down maybe. Come on, let us serve. They were eager to serve because they were also afraid of his serving. Because who can eat so much, right? But that's the joy of the devotee. They want to see devotees eating. So this is how we come in the association of devotees. Let us do something. right? So Dhruva Maharaj, he achieved certainly perfection. He was he gained everything. He came with complete material desire. Not only with material desire, he came with complete ego. I want to have a planet. I mean, whom of us, who desire a planet? We maybe desire a new iPad or, whatever, a new car or whatever. New sari, I don't know what we desire. But we desire maybe something where we think, oh my goodness, that's materialistic, right? But Dhruva Maharaj, he went for a planet. And not just some planet, a planet what is bigger than the planet of his grandfather. Now, who was his grandfather? And what planet does he have? Satyaloka. What is Satyaloka? It's the highest planet in the planetary system. And he want to have a planet what's even higher than that. Well, I mean, that's what I call a desire, right? And not, and why he want to have a planet bigger than those of his grandfather? Revenge. And this is what I call ego, right? So, I mean, from that point of view, we can say, well, Dhruva Maharaj, he went quite something. But then he followed his spiritual master. Who was his spiritual master? Whom he followed first? His mother. Yeah. He followed his mother because she said, go to the forest where the sages are. So she sent him in the association of devotees. And then when he came there, he got the association of devotees. Of whom? Now he can come. Narada Muni, yeah. And from him, he got instructions how to approach the Supreme Spirit. And in this association, together with the service, what he got completely purified. And immediately he could understand when he had darshan of the Lord, then he immediately understood, oh my goodness, everything I desired was completely, was? Maya, okay, Maya, was completely Maya, yes, was completely Maya. And from this moment, his whole life changed. So that's the story of Dhruva Maharaj is the story of transformation. Was very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because this transformation process is actually our process. What we have to do, we come with so many different desires in the association of devotees even. And some desires very difficult to give up because we identify with these desires. We identify with these desires. In fact, our whole body, our whole existence is the result of our desires. So to give up our body, meaning to give up our desires, our long cultivated desires. We desired such a body. Therefore we went for it. We made sure that our karma gives us some kind of body like that. That was our desire. Don't forget it. So to give up the body means to give up our desires. But again, materialist, he is afraid of giving up his desires. And a devotee, in the end, he is more and more eager to give up these desires, to give up this body, to change this body, to exchange the body for a better body, because the desires changing. When we come in the association of devotees, our desires are changing. Some take longer, some are quicker. First of all, we want to be recognized in the association of devotees, so we This is our desire. I want to be seen as one of them. I want to dress like them. I want to decorate myself as them. And every bhakta, after a while in the temple, he asked Munindra Gan or Subal, can I also try to dress like this? Can I also wear a dhoti? And then they see how long it takes for the first day. Next morning they come again in trousers because it's too much. It takes me half a day to put this thing on and still it doesn't look right. Right? And then the next thing you say, yeah, dhoti is one thing. Now you have to wear a kopin. What? Right? But, that's the change of desire. We're slowly changing our desires. And in the end, we change our desires so far that we say, everything what I got here, even after a while, Krishna is fulfilling our desires, even our material desires. How is that? Suddenly, we have things what we think we need to exist in this world. We need things to serve you. Right? And Krishna says, okay, here, you have it. And he gives it to such an extent that sometimes the devotee thinks, that's too much. I'm sorry. I asked for that, but actually it's a disturbance. All my material desires, they're disturbing my spiritual desires. So please help me to give them up. Please help me. I know I have these desires. It's not easy because desires tend to come back. Because we're not completely letting them go. We don't send them out of the room. Right? When we want to get rid of somebody, we catch a mouse in the butchery room. What we do with it? Huh? Huh? No, we don't do that. We take, we bring her at least to Waldkirchen, right? Because mouses, they have the tendency to kind of sneak back. I don't know how they do it, but mouses come back. So they have to drive them a long distance that they cannot come back, that they're somehow or other losing their GPS or whatever they're navigating on, right? But, so if we have really desires, want to really get rid of them, we drive them to Waldkirchen, very far away. But some desires we say, actually I should not have this desire, but I also don't want to drive him to Waldkirchen. I just put him in front of the door, put him outside. I don't see it. But sometimes I'm opening the door and look, oh, he's still there. How are you doing? You still there, huh? Naughty desire. You want to come in? Okay, come in. Yeah, we have such desires. But the more and more we get purified, we think, yeah, at least put this desire in the car. Next time I go to Waldkirchen, I drop you. We may go to Waldkirchen and say, okay, stay in the car. But the day will come where we say, okay, enough now. We open the door, say, please get out. Get out. And don't look back. Leb wohl. I say, Godspeed. Godspeed. Go away. So this is our challenge. This is our process of transformation. This is the story of Dhruva Maharaj, and this is the story of each one of us. And it doesn't matter from where we start, where we come in, we're all sitting in the same boat, in the boat of transformation. And even if we transformed already a bit, we still have to do the last transformation, where we come out of the caterpillar and turn in a butterfly. And this is our life mission. Therefore we are here. Therefore we are in this process going to the spiritual gym every morning to strengthen our muscles by chanting Hare Krishna and worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead here in the form as Sri Sri Palat Lakshmi Singadev. Big words, big thoughts, what the Bhagavatam gives in our heads and hearts. I'm myself a big victim. When I open my door, so many desires are still stored there, waiting to come in again. But with your blessings and with your mercy, they all go away. And sometimes devotees are like this, right? They come to your door and just kick them away. Say, no, come, you don't need them anymore. Nowadays it's not so common, but I remember, that when I joined, back in the days, there were like people came to the temple with a car. Immediately the car was, okay, give up your car, give it to the temple. It's a temple car now. What? Like I think Matsya Avatar, he told me he came with a big car and his guitar and his long hair. And first say, okay, we cut off your hair, you will have a nice long shika. That makes a good shika. Blonde. He was blonde. And then he said, oh, this car, we need a new car. Good that you came with that car. Confiscated. Temple car now. And your guitar you can sell. Give the money to the temple, sell your guitar and your Verstärker, your amplifier. Right? This was how devotees joined at this time. Of course, after a while, he got back a guitar, a bass guitar. He was famous for playing. Shamarasa, you can remember? Matsya Avatar, Prithu disciple? When he went on the street selling books, he was in Vienna, yeah. He married Krishna Lila, the sister of Maya Bachchan. Krishna Lila. Yeah. He married. I think they married even here on the farm. Yeah. She was from Czech. And I saw them on Facebook, they're still doing. Yeah, she's dancing, making Bharatanatyam. Yeah, there is schon direct aus Amerika. When he went in Vienna on the street, he was approaching people like this. Hi, my name is Matsya. I'm from Florida. Where you come from? And everybody was, wow, from Florida. Everybody was then, happily speaking. When I came, hey, I'm Dr. Ronny, ich komme von Ostdeutschland. Nobody was standing. Go away. Yeah. Yeah, so devotees sometimes merciful to kick out our desires. Would be stored in front of the door. Nah, don't need it. Come on, give it up. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give your car to me. I need one. Something like that. Hare Krishna. Yeah, but with your blessings, I may one day can drive away my attachments, my desires in front of my door. And maybe you even come and kick them away. Like the brahmacharis, they coloring the dhotis in the washing machine, and then I come with my white colored dhotis, put them in, take them out, pink. Ja, das ist ein Zeichen von Krishna. Maybe not. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Are there any little or big questions coming in the door? You see? Desires come in. Okay, Ananda Krishna Prabhu.
This is the transformation, so the Dhruva got transformed, so I wonder. So I wonder when was his transformation happening, because it was not during the whole process, because he did huge austerities, he worshipped the deity, he chanted a mantra, he realized Vishnu in his heart, and then of course he said when he saw Vishnu that I don't need all that. So it was only happening then, it was not happening during the process. All the time he did his sadhana to get the kingdom, but only then when he had the direct darshan, then he realized the futility of his desire.
Yeah.
So interesting that the motivation for all his sadhana was completely material, but Krishna still responded and still purified him then in the end. Of course he gave him then also a kingdom, but at the same time he got also bhakti.
Yeah, Because that's the blessing of the pure devotee, like Narada Muni, because he engaged him. I mean, Narada Muni could also say, okay, now you make push-ups. You know, if it's a material trainer, like what is spiritual master? He's a trainer. He's a spiritual trainer. So if he would be a material trainer, like some football trainer would say, make some push-ups, make some this and that, then he would work with the same intensity. But the goal, what was presented then to him, would be material, that he maybe gained a World Cup or whatever. But as he was presented then with the goal, what was placed in front of him, you know, we said that the trainer is like he put the carrot in front of you. But actually, Narada Muni, he put his carrot in front of him. And that's Krishna. Yeah. It's not like what the guru does. The guru gives you a mantra. And what mantra? His mantra. What he realized, what he meditated on. He gives you his process of worship, his deity, his realization. Get to him. Because of this, you approach this guru. Think, he has something what I want to have. So he wanted, Dhruva Maharaj wanted a material thing, success. But he followed his mother. His mother sent him to the sages. And the sages... and the sages, they presented him with their process, what they considered the ultimate goal of life. So you could say, in one sense, maybe they tricked Dhruva Maharaj in. And then finally, when he got the result of his sadhana, because it was spiritual sadhana, he saw the Lord, and then this transformation took immediately place. Because you presented with the supreme pure. I mean, we can see what power Narada Muni has, that he can give this blessing to, Dhruva Maharaj obviously was also not a complete normal being, right? But that's the power of a great devotee, because he can give that blessings that you come in contact with the most pure. And when you come in contact with the most pure, of course you get purified. But you're right, I don't know, was it a question?
It seems it happened only then. It didn't happen through the process. It was just like he always, I want this kingdom, I want this kingdom, and then the Lord comes, oh, then I don't want it anymore, suddenly.
Yeah.
But as I said, and he got the blessing that he could worship the Lord with such a material desire.
Yeah.
And Krishna responded, as I said, it's Narada Muni's blessing.
Yeah. Many devotees came to the temple because they saw the Harinam and they saw that, wow, the beautiful ladies dancing there. And they thought, wow, let me go to this temple. There must be more of that.
But we say, that quite soon we have to get rid of these motivations, right? We have tried, Anyabhilashita Shunyam, we know this as a principle, and actually somehow or other it's even said it, Bhakti doesn't work with material principles, with material motivations. In
No.
that sense,
No, but still it works. And even it works there. As I say, people came to the temple because they thought the beautiful ladies there, and then they came to the temple, got purified, and became the biggest brahmacharis, even took sannyas.
Yeah, but I just mean that happened earlier in the process. With Dhruva, it happened in the end. Right?
Because then he was present, he came then in the end directly in front of the supreme pure. Yeah. So he had to get purified. And we don't. I mean, many things in the Bhagavatam, many stories. I say stories, are there in the Bhagavatam because they are lila, and lila means also they have some. They're not just stories what happened out of karma. They don't happen because of karma. Because lila is free of karma, so they're happening because of a teaching, of a message. So. Dhruva Maharaj is the same as Arjuna. Arjuna was not really stupid when he was on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, but he played or was put in this situation where he can suddenly is stupid or doesn't know, and then Krishna can explain to him all the process, what is actually beneficial for us. Same Dhruva Maharaj, he's not a normal karmi in that sense. You know what I mean? So I think Krishna arranged also the scenario and used these different actors who are actually great devotees to show us a message. Oh, they're coming. Is it okay for now?
Yeah, yeah.
Shamanandini, you were.
But even with Dhruva Maharaj, we could see the gradual increase of his detachment, isn't it? And renunciation and tapasya. So, like it went gradually till the point that he stopped breathing, and that's quite a high level.
That's his point. This, yeah, he didn't. It's true. He didn't think. In one point, he didn't think, "Oh, maybe I see Krishna. Maybe I should see Krishna. Or I would like to see Krishna." He was determined on his goal, and this was still the kingdom. I mean, this planet. Yeah.
But there's the other example of the thief who always wanted this jewels of Krishna.
Govardhan.
Even though until the end he was attached to that, so it might work, but we should not might not risk it.
No, yeah, sure not. But you pointed this out, and it's good that you pointed it out, because it's also a warning. We should check always our desires, in which direction they're leading us, because when we continue, even somebody gives us a spiritual process, but still we put another carrot there and say, actually, I would like to, it can divert us from our, and yeah, as you said, some came because of the beautiful ladies in the Harinam, some came and became big swamis, sannyasis even, but some, after some time, maybe left even the temple because he thought these ladies are unapproachable. They're not interested in, just somebody is interested in them. Okay, I think Sanjay was first.
One thought I had on this whole thing, because naturally we think about that during the reading, is that Dhruva Maharaj, he saw the Lord in his meditation. He had his eyes closed, and the Lord revealed himself in his heart, and he had that experience and perception, and then that meditation it broke off. So he got the Lord, and then he lost him, and it was a thought that it may be that at this point his priority of desire changed. Because before that he had a desire, I will worship the Lord, and then I will get his mercy, and then I will get the fulfillment of my desire. But at the moment when he had the Lord, and then he lost him, so that moment must have made a big change of heart.
No, it's an intensifier, it's a catalysator. You know how we call this technically?
You tell.
Vipralampa.
Yes.
Because he saw the Lord, and then he lost him, and this made him very, as you said, he was very disturbed by that, and then suddenly the Lord granted him in front of him as darshan. What's the name? Mahasa? Sorry, ich hab das. Aha.
No, das war jetzt.
Okay.
Danke.
Did I understand? Was it a question involved, or was it just you? It was a thought, yeah.
That's a good point, because he might have had the Lord, and because it's a symptom when he suddenly misses him because of Vipralamba, so there must have been already some love. So it probably was not when he externally saw him, probably it was already before, because the symptom of his love is that he felt this separation.
Yeah, he saw the Lord in his heart, and this was like, wow, this must be quite a revelation to him, wow. And then suddenly this was gone, and then he felt like, oh my God, he missed it. You lost it. You saw God, you saw Krishna in your heart, and then you lost it him. And then he was this desire became so intense that the Lord then appeared in front of him again.
And also that Dhruva had at that moment also no desire anymore for the kingdom. And
Yeah,
he
maybe.
expressed it to the Lord also. But
Yeah.
still Krishna gave it to him. But with the blessing also that in the end he will become a devotee also.
Yeah, he gave him basically this planet as a service, more or less.
No, but before he became a king, 60,000 years. He said, 60,000 years you become the king, and then you come to me in Dhruva Loka.
Yeah, but then he could understand the kingdom or his position not as a reward of some of the activities. He could understand it as service. He took it then as service, and his life was then service. Okay, Hendrik, Prabhu.
You said it was arranged, this Dhruva Lila, that it's not a karmi, and still it is a lesson for us. But I question how is it a lesson when it is an arrangement?
No, it's not. Sometimes you tell a story to your kid. I mean, I tell stories to my kids sometimes to make a point, to teach them something, because stories go much more easier. We remember much more easier and easy to accept for us. And we remember the story, and with the story we remember the teaching behind it. All Grimm's Märchen, they all come with a message, and because they're actually full of wisdom, full of messages, and people previously in this area, they were telling these stories because of the message, and with this knowledge was transported. What is a very, very simplified way to conserve knowledge and wisdom and messages than what is the Vedas. The Vedas is like a super sophisticated way preserving knowledge and transferring knowledge, and basically, therefore, we have the Puranas, we have the Mahabharata and all the Itihasas or something like that, because they're full of stories. Knowledge is stored in stories, right? And this is how therefore for us in Kali Yuga the Bhagavatam is so important, because that's all stories who prepare us and purify us, that we can actually perceive the higher knowledge, what is then presented in the 10th canto. And even then Krishna came, that's the amazing thing, that God comes in the form of a story, because then we can remember him. People like to read novels, they like to read newspapers about something happening, some scandal or something like that, and then Krishna comes with everything, with love, with romance, with scandals, with action. Hero, I mean, he's what else do you want? Sanjay has a... Oh.
Which is that you mentioned that we come into a temple, we come into some association, and then the first idea is that I want to be like them, and then we change the dress. So I was wondering that it may be true for some or many of us even, but do you think that there are also some people, they come to our temple and to adjust externally is not the first priority, because they have deeper realizations. They are not so much interested in just let's say superficially adjusting to external rituals, but they're very much interested in the essence. So is there such a thing also?
Sure, everything can happen. But it's like when you go to a gym, a trainings, a gym, you also use some suitable clothing for it. What your muscles are free, they can whatever, I'm not an expert in gyms, don't know, but they have a certain dress code, and this dress code is not just because it looks fancy, it has also a purpose, a practical purpose, that they can better move or better run, whatever they're doing there. And the same for us, the dress code is not just it looks fancy, or Prabhupada said they look like Vaikunta man, that's true, yes, but it also has a practical side. So a sari wrapped around a lady covers her safely, and a dhoti for men, or this clothes for men, gives them also some kind of, some devotional aspects. It's not something where you show off like tight jeans or whatever. It has something to do with humility to have such a dress. Yeah.
So a new person, should he just very swiftly and playfully accept such things, or is it sometimes better if it happens more gradually?
Well, I mean, there are, when there's the desire of the devotee, and to put on such a dress, it's also it's like a war. It's, how to say, I grew up as a pioneer, young pioneer in GDR. It was kind of a youth movement, and to be awarded with we had Halstücher, with a certain color. Halstuch is kind of a award. You have to be worthy of that. And the same thing, if a new person comes and has the desire, that's good. But then we should also check, is he worth wearing these clothes? Because we had the example in Czech Republic, they also put everybody who came to the temple, first of all, shave them and put them in dhoti and kurta and paint tilak on them. And then after they put them out on the street for Harinam. And then there were one of these new devotees. He went after the Harinam. He went and thought, oh, I still like to have this sausage. And he bought a sausage on the street. And it happened that a press reporter came by. So, oh, a Hare Krishna eating a sausage. And he made a picture of it. And it ended up in the newspaper. So from this point on, the Prague temple were very careful of putting devotional clothes on completely new people. So it's not at all about the dress, but it helps us somehow to connect with the process. For some, later on, whatever you maybe don't need it, but in the beginning, it's often like this, that people because they want to be part of it. They want to be identified. They want to identify themselves, and they want to be identified also as one of that group. But it's not necessary. Not. Okay, Dina, jetzt das letzte.
Hare Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's mentioned that writing the Lord's names all over the body is one of the 64 angas of bhakti. And I was, wondering, how is this practice? I mean, are the names of the Lord stamped with tilak on the body? And I haven't seen it being practiced so much. Can you tell more about this?
Well, many of the 64 angas you don't see practice so much. But you could say, when you decorate the body with tilak, you write, you kind of chant the names and install these names on your body, at least 12 of them. You know, you make the tilak mark together with the mantra, or?
Yeah.
So in this way, you kind of install that personality on your body. So it equals kind of writing the name. And if you go to India, if you know see the Babas there, see the sages in the holy places in Radhakund or something like that, they do this. You see them. They have stamps. They put Radheshyam or something like that. Or Damodar Priya. Radhe. Yeah. You also sometimes, but you know, I don't know. I don't see many devotees having this here, but you can if you like tomorrow. Radheshyam. Was there a question from the chat, or did you say it? I just thought because he's sitting there. Okay. Thank you very much. Please bless me that I one day become worthy of that big words coming here out of the Srimad Bhagavatam and sometimes of my mouth, that I follow my words. In your association, everything is possible, and I become a successful transformer. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.